The WNBA just went silent, and Angel Reese is absolutely fuming. Caitlin Clark has done it again. This time not with a buzzer-beater or record-breaking performance, but with something that shattered every expectation of what a female athlete could represent in modern sports. Forbes just dropped its 2025 list of the most powerful women in sports, and there she is, Caitlin Clark, sitting proudly at number 4. Higher than Serena Williams, higher than Simone Biles, higher than Coco Gauff. And while this should have been a moment of celebration for the entire WNBA, it turned into something much darker, because the league that's built its entire brand around empowerment couldn't even be bothered to acknowledge it. No tweet, no post, no applause. Just silence, but not everyone was silent. Angel Reese's reaction said everything without saying much at all. Cryptic social media posts about the media choosing favorites and everyone bringing value to the table started circulating within hours of the Forbes announcement. And while she never named names, everyone knew who she was talking about. This wasn't subtle. It was shade. Because Forbes didn't just recognize Caitlin Clark, they crowned her. The article didn't talk about her step-back threes or flashy passes. It called her the spark that lit the match that set women's sports on fire. It credited her with changing how female athletes are valued across the globe. Forbes laid it out plainly. Caitlin Clark is a 22-year-old rookie who made $8.1 million in her first year, more than most WNBA veterans will make in their entire careers. Her partnerships with Nike, Gatorade, and Wilson aren't just sponsorships, they're seismic shifts in how women in sports are marketed and valued. Meanwhile, Angel Reese didn't even make the list. Not in the top 10, not in the top 50, not even in the honorable mentions. For someone who spent months positioning herself as the face of the league, that's a tough pill to swallow. But the real twist is the reaction, or lack thereof, from the WNBA itself. Aside from the Indiana Fever, not one official team account or league representative congratulated Clark. It was as if the biggest accomplishment in women's basketball this year had never happened. But everyone knew the reason behind the silence. Deep down, the league knows that Forbes got it right. Caitlin Clark isn't just the future of the WNBA, she's its foundation. She's not just a player, she's an industry. And the uncomfortable truth is that every player, every coach, every executive is benefiting from her presence, whether they admit it or not. Before her injury this season, Clark was selling out arenas that hadn't seen capacity crowds in years. Cities were opening upper decks just to fit the fans lining up to see her play. Tickets were selling for NBA-level prices, and her games were breaking viewership records on networks that used to struggle for ratings. Even when she wasn't playing, when she was recovering from her injuries, her influence didn't fade. She became the face of every charity event, every brand partnership, every headline about women's basketball. The game moves with her. The numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark is a one-woman economy, and the rest of the WNBA knows it. That's what makes this so explosive. Because this isn't just about fame or skill, it's about power. The Forbes list wasn't measuring jump shots. It was measuring influence. It was ranking how much impact one person has on the business of sports. And Caitlin's sitting at number 4, surrounded by billionaires and global icons. It's not even close. The list reads like a statement. Proof that a single player has done more to elevate the league's relevance than 2 decades of marketing campaigns combined. And for players like Angel Reese, that has to sting. Because while Reese talks about being that girl for women's basketball, Forbes just proved who the real engine behind the sport is. But it's not just jealousy driving the tension. Behind the scenes, several WNBA veterans are reportedly frustrated. Not because Caitlin got the recognition, but because it exposes the league's biggest secret. Not all influence is equal. For years, players have insisted that they all contribute equally to the league's growth. But now Forbes has put a dollar sign next to impact, and the numbers are undeniable. Clark is driving revenue, ticket sales, merchandise, and viewership. She's the reason more fans are watching. And that leverage, it matters. Especially now as the WNBA negotiates its next collective bargaining agreement. Caitlin's popularity gives players bargaining power, whether they like her or not. Meanwhile, the divide within the league is getting clearer by the day. Sophie Cunningham, Clark's Indiana Fever teammate, immediately posted a public congratulations, a classy move that spoke volumes. But her gesture only highlighted how fractured the rest of the league's response was. Some players see Caitlin's success as something to celebrate. Others see it as a threat, and the irony is painful. The WNBA has fought for years to get mainstream attention, and now that it finally has it through Caitlin Clark, parts of the league seem resentful instead of grateful. Forbes doesn't hand out accolades based on popularity or emotion. Their rankings are based on data, social media engagement, media coverage, revenue generation, and cultural reach. And those metrics show that Caitlin Clark isn't just a trending topic, she's a movement. The only athletes ranked higher than her are billionaires who literally own teams. To put it in perspective, Serena Williams sits at number 8, Simone Biles at 6. Caitlin Clark, 4th. She's not just on their level, she's surpassing them. And she's still in her early 20s. What Forbes recognized, and what the WNBA is struggling to accept, is that Caitlin has become bigger than basketball. She's become a global symbol of what's possible for women in sports. Her deals aren't confined to athletics, they're lifestyle partnerships. Her appeal crosses demographics, markets, and even continents. She's the player little girls dream of becoming, the one corporations line up to sign, the one casual fans actually tune in to watch. That's not hype. That's influence. And here's the wildest part. Her critics can't hide behind excuses anymore. They can't call her overhyped or say she's a media creation. Forbes doesn't care about narratives. They care about money. They care about measurable impact. And the data tells one story. Caitlin Clark changed the game. When she plays, cities sell out hotels. Restaurants fill. Local economies thrive. When she's not playing, viewership dips, engagement slows, and the league's energy dims. She's not just a basketball player. She's an economic force. Angel Reese can average double-doubles all season long, but she's not moving markets. She's not driving TV deals. And no matter how many cryptic posts she writes, the gap between her and Caitlin keeps widening. The truth hurts, but it's also freeing. Because now there's no more denying what's obvious to everyone watching. Caitlin Clark is the face of women's basketball, and she earned that title through sheer influence and results. What's even more impressive is that Caitlin hasn't let any of this distract her. While others are busy tweeting, she's focused on recovery, training, and preparation for her return. She's building something much bigger than rivalries or headlines. She's building a legacy. The WNBA has a choice to make. They can either embrace the generational talent who's brought them the spotlight they've always wanted, or they can keep pretending she's not the reason fans are paying attention. Because every player in that league benefits from Caitlin's success, whether they want to admit it or not. The league's ratings, salaries, and sponsorships are tied directly to her rise. And if the WNBA truly wants to grow, it needs to stop acting like her dominance is a problem and start realizing it's their greatest opportunity. Forbes didn't just rank Caitlin Clark among powerful women. They validated everything her fans have been saying for years. That she's not just a great player, she's a generational force. A 22-year-old who broke barriers not just in her sport, but across all sports. And the best part? She's still just getting started. So here's the question. How long will the league keep ignoring its brightest star? How long will players keep letting jealousy blind them to the reality that Caitlin's rise lifts everyone around her? Because like it or not, Caitlin Clark isn't waiting for approval. She's already rewritten the rules. If you want to keep following this story as it unfolds, hit that subscribe button and join the conversation below. Do you think the WNBA should publicly celebrate Caitlin's Forbes ranking? Or are they too caught up in their own pride to see the bigger picture? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like this video if you believe Caitlin Clark's dominance is just getting started, because one thing's for sure, she's not done breaking ceilings yet.